What the fuck? Hi guys, welcome back to just, the channel that's doing bits, do you know what I mean? I wanted to have a little bit of a funny chat with you guys, even though it's one-sided, because that's how this all works, about the pros and cons of dating boys. And this will be about boys specifically, because I haven't dated a girl, I don't intend to, and, I'm just not about that life. To the boys out there who will probably watch this, and if they do watch it, then
not sorry.
Intended to make you butthurt or, rile you up a good one. Like, I just thought I'd make a video for the real one, and I know that girls hopefully will kind of relate to this, because I think it's kind of, boys do the same things no matter what, direction we're going in.
Okay.
Wow. Consistent with the coughing, sis. I'm not gonna do like all pros and all cons. I kind of thought it would be like fun to kind of switch it up. Cons admittedly were the first to write, because just me, I'm always ready. So I'll start with the first con and then we'll move on to pros, if that makes sense. My biggest con is I love attention, let's be real. When you're into a boy, when you're like, want to be about a boy and you want to kind of, get in there with them, and you're Snapchatting them, you're in their Insta stories, you're texting, you're like, I'm here, sis. They obviously, know you're about that life, but they either read it and don't respond, or they do, but it's like 24 hours later and you're kind of there like, because you want to hear from them. You like their attention. You look forward to speaking to them, and if they're like certainly someone that's like under your skin, it makes your day when you hear from them and they say nice things or whatever. I don't think boys personally understand how much you kind of take value in that sort of communication, like especially if it's someone where you don't see them 3 times a week, or you don't live in each other's pockets. So you have to make up that connection with other, forms of communication. Keeps that sort of spark alive, and that keeps that sort of fire burning. So when boys don't understand you behind it, in those 3 hours I don't hear from you, I'm going to be like,
what did I say? What did I do? Was it what I was wearing? Was it how my eyebrows looked like?
I don't know if you can relate with that, but that's very big to me. It sets your nerves going, because you're kind of like, am I out here fighting our way for a real one, or are we actually a thing? Pro to that con is like, if I might not be super like present on like social media and stuff, but when you see them, they kind of give you really nice emotional support, and they kind of like, they have good conversation, they kind of become someone that's there for you.
Why can I say that?
For sake, sis! Like, they give you the emotional support to push you harder, and to make you realise that you can do more than what you're allowing yourself to do, or they help you with a really, messy situation in your life. It's quite nice to kind of have that sort of person where you're able to be close enough with them that you trust to tell them, but they're also a person that wouldn't go and confide into anybody else in that situation. Like, they're on your team and they're behind you 100%. A protection of a lover kind of goes slightly higher than a friendship does. Like, your friend obviously wants the best for you, they support you in so much. You really, really love them and you are passionate about that person. There's kind of like a desire just to really look after them and kind of really, wrap them in cotton wool. When they really take that on and they want to, show that they've got that sort of prowess or whatever, that's really nice. Another con for me is boys sometimes read situations or moods not in the correct way, and I mean that's not their fault, but there's also an element of where you want to be like, you should know what I want to eat right now, because I shouldn't have to tell you. Like, you should be able to read my mind before I know what my mind is saying. Do you know what I mean? Like, you should just be A1 on par with that. We have to take ownership and actually tell them, otherwise they don't know. Off with them, and they kind of go, are you okay?
And you're like, yeah, I'm fine.
They don't just go, oh, okay. Like, they're like, give me the truth, I know I can handle it, and you're like, I just find it funny when, like, that sort of vibe is, you know, I'm here for it. Just like when boys can't read your mind, it's just so frustrating. Like, if you can, you know, show a girl or a guy that you know what they're thinking before they do, it will do bits, trust me. So a pro is you get half their wardrobe, and this one always makes me laugh because I don't think boys actually like their clothes being taken. Like, you know, we're walking and we'll be like, that hoodie I see, I want to give it to me, and they're kind of like, you know, that's my favourite hoodie, I'm not down for that, sorry. And then you're just kind of like,
give me the hoodie, bitch.
And so they do, and then you're like, you're so cute for giving this to me, thank you. And, you know, they just kind of have to, like, lump it. So it's very that, you know, you get an extra bit of wardrobe, so, you know, that's always fun. And another big one for me is when boys are, like, nice enough that they'll drive you places. So, like, if you want to go somewhere or, you know, just go out for the day or whatever, and they're kind of like, where are we going? And I'm like, well, I have a list, so let's run it. A con for me is, I think boys kind of have this super hard shell about being affectionate, and some of them actually are pretty cute about it, and they will, you know, loosen up slowly and kind of over time not be shy about it. But boys definitely are like, when you're out in public and you kind of just want a little something to keep you going, because you're like, we're out here looking like friends and I want people to know that I am taken. So if you want to kind of get on it, but they kind of don't, so you're like, okay, pied. You know, I think girls, I mean, especially like all of my friends that are girls anyway, they're like so much more ready to show you affection. Like, you can just be out at the club, you know, doing your thing, and a girl will literally just be like, say, you're mine now, boo. You know, we're like cuff for the night, because, you know, she'll let go. And I love that. Like, I'm such a touchy-feely person. Like, I like touching them, I guess. And I find it very hard when I'm kind of seeing a boy that, you know, he doesn't want to touch me, or he doesn't really want to kind of show that extra level. It's just like second nature, do you know what I mean? Like, I enjoy being an affectionate person, so I find it hard when someone kind of doesn't like that. So obviously there is a pro where it's like giving me that. So, you know, that's always up there. So if they give that good, then, you know, we out here doing bits. So that's definitely a pro, we'll give that one. So a con, and the final con to be fair, is when you ask them like an opinion. So it could be, you know, what should I do in this situation, or do you like what I'm wearing, or which one of these shall I wear? And, you know, or you put on the options and you go, okay, this one or this one, why do you like this one more? And they're kind of like,
it's alright.
Right. And you're kind of like, I know it's alright, but I need to know what you think. Like, I would have picked it if it wasn't popping. When boys are so, like, disinterested and they kind of don't give you that sort of, you know, when they're just not willing to share their opinion, they're kind of like, okay, well, next time I won't ask you. But then you also know that if you don't do that, they'll turn around and be like, you know, why didn't you ask me? So, you know, that's so frustrating. And then my final pro for dating boys is when it gets to the level where you start buying like presents for each other. So obviously birthdays and Christmases are lit, and, you know, there's like holidays in terms of, I mean, you can go on actual holidays, that's kind of a cute gift, but like Valentine's Day, or like Easter, I guess. Is that romantic? Can you like buy him an egg and be like, got you an egg, sis? I'm not sure. So yeah, you know, like national like holidays, and I know that some people are so like,
you know, why Valentine's Day? It's such a waste of money.
And you're like, but sis, I want to feel connected. I want teddies, I want chocolates, I want my boo thing coming around here and giving me A1 service. That's lit. And so it's kind of like, what I like about that is the excitement of buying the presents and being excited for their reaction, and kind of like just being quite cute about stuff. Like, I love romance. Like, I am diehard into, you know, boys kind of, they do hide sometimes how, you know, how much they pay attention or how much they actually like you, especially with like birthdays or Christmas and stuff, where they've put real thought into it. Like, I just don't think there's anything sexy. It doesn't have to be like designer things, or like, that's nice obviously, and I wow, you know, I'm not going to turn around and be like, I don't want it. Like, obviously I'm going to want it, because it's like, yes bitch. If they bought you like a photo frame with a picture of you two in, or, you know, they made you a photo album, or they booked you a trip away to do something that they know that you love, like, stuff like that is just, you know, it's on par and it's lit. So, you know, as much as boys have their, you know, their faults and they, you know, rub you up the wrong way or whatever, boys can give you the biggest anxiety and they can give you the biggest headaches ever. And sometimes you hear like, you know, why am I doing this? Like, why can't I just be, you know, into girls? Like, my life would be so much easier. But then you also think, on the good days, you're like, sis, I am so pleased. I love the peeing. Do you know what I mean? So it's very that. So anyway, adios guys. See you soon.